Good morning, all my fellow Americans. How are you doing? Uh, Listen, I know the propaganda is out there. Let's go to civil war. The only people who want America to have a civil war are Kamala Harris and Biden supporters. Everybody else doesn't want us to go to war. So I'm tired of this being made to look like it's the Trump people who want to go to war. Trump people aren't attacking anybody. However, Kamala Harris and Biden supporters have been attacking, well, let's just say Trump learned his lesson from last time. Just say that. Because Kamala Harris is using the same kind of tactics that Trump used when he was running for president against Biden. And he knew it was going to be a rigged election and he wasn't going to have a chance, but he put up a fight anyway. And that is why I voted for him. Now, as far as illegal immigrants go, it's been the same old song and dance for at least 60 years of my life. I have never once in 60 years seen my border secure. But you know, when they say if you want to find out who the benefactors are who are inciting this issue and problem, you follow the money. And I guarantee you it's going to lead right back to our border czar supporting the cartels, giving them money for ushering people back and forth. I guarantee it. You know why? Because Kamala Harris, personally, not even with Joe Biden, negotiated the release of prisoners from their prisons in Venezuela, Guatemala, Honduras, even got some from Brazil, even though Brazil said, no, we don't need your money. Get out of our face. Thank God. But what I do have to say is, for all the people that came in here illegally, because you did come in illegally. You used an app that is not applicable, meaning it's like a game. It's not reality. This application that you've been using has not been approved by the American government. And when I say that, I mean our Congress and our senators did not approve the creation of this app. So this app was created illegally. Now, if you are naive enough to believe that this is real and you made the trip here, you're going to find your hands tied because now you're going to be stuck between borders. And neither one of the countries want to let you in if you are associated to any of the mules, as what I call them. You know, they call them coyotes. I don't want to insult a coyote that way. They're mules. These are mules that collect people and make money off of them while they are getting money from our government to do so, to injure our country. So I think there needs to be a major investigation into the link between our border czar, the illegal app, the illegal money spent and given to cartels and illegal immigrants to come here. And you will find that takes you right back to the Biden-Harris administration. And I want to see criminal charges passed. I'm tired of them getting, oh, that's a bad. You don't do that. That's bad. They are not children. They are grown adults. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what laws they were breaking. And they knew exactly how to make Americans' voices unheard. So we had no say-so over the rights of our children, of our schools, of our jobs, and that's got to go. Now, Trump has only got 3 years, really, not 4, 3 years to get through this mess. And Americans, if you don't stay diligent over the next 4 years and stay on your congressmen, your senators, if you're not all over their backside, you're not doing your job as an American. Because it is that leniency that they used to do what they've done. Our leniency allowed them to do what they've done. And they said, well, it's about equality for everybody. No, it is not. Show me where an illegal immigrant in this country gets treated equally. First of all, they're here illegal on illegal visas. So a lot of those visas are going to be thrown out. And they know they're facing that kind of problem because they have in the past when our state government oversteps its frickin' boundaries, refuses to follow federal laws, and steals from the American people. We see this every time it happens. That tells you how often it happens. Now, Democrats, you've gone off the deep end. I regret ever. Now, I've never been a cheerleader for both teams as an adult. As a youth, I was. But you're talking about a youth in the 70s, not the millennial youth. That was a totally different atmosphere. But, you know, my mother always told me, and my dad, who was also an immigrant from Italy, came in during World War II as a pilot to get his citizenship. They told me, don't you trust that government and don't take anything from them. Because if you do, you are taken out of your neighbor's pocket. And they were right. There have been times, a few times in my adult life that I actually had to go on food stamps. Never got enough to really feed the whole family. And the only times I ever applied for it was when I had my children living in my home and my grandchildren living in my home, and incomes did not meet the criteria to buy groceries. Between all the adults in the house, and they were all working, we could not afford groceries. And that was in the early 2000s. I got married 2000. By 2004, I was having to go on food stamps to feed my family. Now, I had never until that time taken food stamps. No, I take that back. I did once when I was pregnant, when I was 19. And I got denied. I got a month's worth of groceries, then they denied said, nah, a pregnant woman with a 1-year-old doesn't deserve groceries. Okay, so enough of my resentment there. Listen up, people. Our programs have been misused. Our tax dollars has been misappropriated. Our infrastructure is collapsing while big business is trying to buy out so they can continue their growth instead of fixing what they've already created, instead of maintaining. Well, it costs too much to maintain it. Get off your lazy ass, take less money, and get the friggin' job done. That's what you guys tell us, the American people. You come up with the money out of your pocket, get your hand out of mine. I've had my identity stolen. Now they tell me my social security number is stolen. You know what? This technology is not secure, it's not safe, and it needs to be pulled out of our country's infrastructure completely until all the bugs are worked out of it. Don't make any more empty promises. I'm tired of power companies. Oh, I need more land for this because I want to build a new plant. And all it's going to do is collect data on you, of your electric use. And I need this huge data center. So I need 500 acres to run pipeline of water that you need for crops. You're not going to be able to get. And if we don't put our foot down with these goddamn big corporations, they will continue to embezzle and extort from the American people. And frankly, I am tired of it, and I think our president is too. So if we don't push as hard as we can over the next 3 years to get achieved what we want achieved and make it so that they cannot go and do like they did last time and remove all the changes that Trump did that benefited our country. These hypocrites, I have had enough. Enough. I'm 60 years old. I've never once seen my border secured, but I have seen human trafficking right in my own damn neighborhood. Seen women and children being beaten by these mules who are just what we call a mule, a jackass. And I have every right to say that as an American in my country. Don't share it with the world if you don't want to. But I promise you, I am going to share it. And if you are an illegal in my country, sorry, my husband is home. If you are an illegal in my country, you better be getting to the immigration office and legally identifying yourself so that you might have a chance of staying in this country. Because this hide so they don't catch me crap is just making more Americans resentful you're here. Stop it. You want us to open arms, welcome you, get off our tax dollar. If I'm not paying your way and you make it here and you got to survive, you should not be able to get any food stamps, Social Security benefits, nothing until you become a legal citizen. Not a visa, a legal citizen. That is how the law is written. Start abiding by the laws, and maybe Americans will be more welcoming. But right now, we're not. We're angry. And for the next 3.5 years, Americans better stay on their congressmen and their senators to make sure no more of this moral lottery gets through our government and walks through legislation and becomes illegal laws that are in conflict with existing law. Straighten up, America. You know you have a voice now. Don't fall for the Civil War propaganda. Send that crap packing. Tell them you're not listening. The only one who wants a civil war are woke people, Kamala Harris and Biden supporters are the only ones preaching war, preaching kill Trump. They're the only ones doing it. And every one of their offices that have Democrats in them, they are either facing prosecution now or they're resigning. As they should. And they should still worry about prosecution. You defied the laws set by the people through our federal government. And you did secret ballot, secret vote on anything. Should be illegal in our Congress and our Senate. No secrets. You are our government. We are not your people. You are our government. Get that in your head. And every American needs to push and push and push until it is. And if you're an immigrant in this country who came in here believing that you were coming in legally, you need to fight with every American to make sure they can't double back on their promises. Because you know what? They double back on every promise they've made to Americans. In fact, they even tried to take our right to vote. These criminals, they don't even, they're terrorists in my eyes. Kamala Harris is the biggest terrorist. And then second in place would be Pelosi. Third in place would be Gavin Newsom. Those are the three biggest traitors I have discovered in my country's legislatures. And if they don't face treason charges, Americans need to put their foot down with their government again and get back on the phone and back anything that goes through changing laws needs to come before the people first. No secret ballot, no secret, we're going to change this law without anybody knowing. No more. Okay, get your head out of the sand. Your ass is too big, too, and no one wants to see it anymore. That's all. We have pissed off the American people. And right through your negligence, your abuse of authorities has taken too much from Americans. And it's going to stop. Granny Rant. American Granny out.